What's up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Sunday. I'm going to start calling it a two for Sunday because we give you two shows on Sundays. I didn't know if you're aware of that or not, but in the mornings, you got the daily Blitz in your ear holes at 6 a.m. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern, so was that 12, 14 hours later, you got me, Jeff, and Sean going live, 8 p.m. Eastern, YouTube Live. Subscribe. If you subscribe, you get notified every time we're going live, just in case you forget. So, two shows on a Sunday. Hope you enjoy. And we're doing the big $100, the $100 Amazon gift card giveaway tonight. So check it out. Got like hundreds of people invested in that contest. It's amazing. Today, though, I want to give you my instant reaction to Saturday's scrimmage / student appreciation day, all of that, where it looked like from all reports that the defense just dominated the day. We'll get into all the details and what Ryan Day had to say, but yeah, defense looked like it mostly owned the offense. A few bright spots here and there for the offense, but we'll get into all that. So they were tackling to the ground during the live practice periods. They did individual drills as always, then got into 7-on-7 and 11-on-11. A lot of situational practice. Again, focus on that winner loser, in every rep. Same ones and twos for the most part. We did have a couple minor injuries, it looks like. So hopefully nothing major comes out of that. I'll get into those. So let's start off with the defense since they won the day. The D-line really just dominated. Tyleek, Mike Hall, Kenyatta, JT. They were all in the backfield early and often. Obviously, the right tackle depth was exposed by the D-line. They gave up a lot of sacks. And there's a major drop-off when there's an injury or any second teamers have to go into the game, into the practice. It's a major drop-off. Mike Hall had back-to-back sacks, was just freaking dominant. Didn't matter who he lined up over in the middle. Kenyatta, he is stacking good days. Had another good day. Let's talk secondary. Davison Igbinosun. Let's call him Dave. He goes by Dave or Davison. We'll go Dave. So Dave had, I'm just going to call him Dave. I don't think we have any other Daves on the team. He jumped a route for an interception in 7-on-7 drills. Kyle McCord did throw that one, by the way, if you're keeping track at home. He also had another pass breakup. He got beat down the sideline by Carnell Tate, but then closed in on it as the ball was coming in. He was able to show closing speed and play the hands, did not turn back and flail for the ball. He watched the receiver, played the hands, and knocked the ball loose at the catch point. Perfect play. So he's showing, that the length, as I like to call it, those long arms can't outrun the long arm of the law. Ryan Turner was getting reps at second team slot safety. And that's because Jihad Carter was injured in the first half of the practice with a knee. Ryan Day says nothing serious yet. They're just waiting to hear back from the trainers, but as of right now, not super concerned. And then Jair Brown is also getting reps at that slot corner, slot safety, whatever, cover a receiver guy. So one interesting thing, you can't go a podcast without mentioning Sonny Styles, right? So I feel obliged to give you something on Sonny. They got him in on short yardage as a Sam linebacker, and because of his size, obviously. But I thought that was interesting, and he can play the flat. If he needs to cover a tight end like he did against Georgia, he could easily do that. So. He's got that perfect dual ability, with his athleticism and his size. So thought that was interesting. He's playing a Sam linebacker in short yardage. Perry Eliano the other day mentioned that they have a streamlined package of plays for him. So Yeah, I assume that's what he's referring to, but that's not enough for me, though. I think Sonny has to be on the field a lot more than just a fucking streamlined package where he's a Sam linebacker. So let's see how things work out there. What else here on the defense? That's about it on the defense. Let's flip over to the offense. Both QBs again repping with the ones. McCord and Devin Brown, they combined for 5 touchdown passes on 12 red zone snaps. So they had red zone period, 12 reps. And so 5 TDs, that's not bad. It's hard to throw TD passes down in the red zone where the field is compressed. So props to them for that. McCord looks strong in the 7-on-7 early periods, probably still has the lead. He connected with Joe Royer on a ball that he lofted into the back of the end zone over some dudes for a touchdown. And he did throw the only interception, noted. He also threw the only touchdown pass during the 11-on-11 period. So when you're going full team, all 22, he had the only touchdown pass. It was an easy toss. I mean, easy toss, but easy toss to a wide open Noah Rodgers in the back of the end zone. Devin Brown, unfortunately, he's showing some inaccuracy, some inconsistency. He did have a touchdown pass to Keon Gray's top shelf ball in the red zone period. But for both of these guys, they struggled somewhat because the O-line did not help them out. They did not do them any freaking favors. So is it O-line development concerns, or is it just we don't have the right guys in there? Mahalski was out for this practice with I believe it was a knee as well. Ryan Day mentions it later. Again, shouldn't be anything long term, and he should be back at spring practice, but was out today. So that's one of your right tackles, in that versus Tegra position battle. Also, the run blocking was better than the pass blocking. D-line was running some games. So kind of messing with the O-line a bit, I'm sure. Donovan Jackson did participate in individual drills, but was not active in the live scrimmaging part of practice. So that's another reason the D-line had their way. Mike Hall, think of him coming up the middle without a Donovan Jackson. So Donovan's absence was obvious. True freshman Miles Walker got a lot of reps with the 2s. Enoch Vamahi was in with the 1s in place of Donovan Jackson. And maybe that tells you right there that Enoch is just not there yet. For as long as he's been in the program, he's just not there. Ben Chrisman was in with the 2s. Bright spot, Josh Fryer is still looking comfortable at left tackle, so that's good. You do need to solidify that position first and foremost. Your starting receivers, Marv, Ballard, Carnell Tate. Tate working on the outside. Harrison's position. Harrison mostly in the slot. So note that in the back of your brain. Burn it in there if you have to, because you're going to see Marvin Harrison lining up all over the field. Day wants to move him around, expand his route tree. If you remember, Garrett Wilson started in the slot and then moved out to the outside. So kind of flip it, but expand your wide receivers' capabilities, especially with somebody that this kind of talent, that can handle it, and excel at it. So Harrison caught a couple long passes downfield on some wheel routes running out of that slot. So I like the sound of that. Visualize that. That sounds like a happy dream. Carnell Tate was one of the best players on the field, though, in Saturday's practice. Made several impressive catches. He looks like Marv out there to me, just a different number, a 17. Some of the video I saw, he just looks like Marv's. That frame and just the smooth athletic ability. Xavier Johnson didn't practice. Travion, bright spot here too. Travion participated in individual drills, full speed, no contact. So at least he's in the drills, running hard, hitting those pads as hard as he possibly can, taking those rubber bats to the face and whatever else they do. Dallin Hayden and Chip both had long TD runs. So running game seems effective. Mayan has a minor injury and did not practice at all. They're being careful with him anyways. And tight ends were involved quite a bit in the red zone. So there's that. After practice, the transfer quarterback, Tristan Gebbia, lost his black stripe. So congratulations, Tristan. And here's some of Coach Day's comments afterwards in the media scrum for a few minutes. He said, I think we're playing hard. I think we're working at it. We certainly have some guys that are missing on both sides of the ball, but thought the defense pretty much dominated the winner-loser aspect of practice. A lot of the young guys are really grinding and stacking days. They also said he was impressed with the level of play of the defensive line. On Carnell Tate having a big day, he said there's a lot to be impressed with Carnell, but I think the first thing is his maturity. If he keeps stacking these days, he's going to get better. He's here to play. Yeah, I'd say. Ryan Day on Cam Martinez. He's really starting to come around and play with more confidence at the nickel safety position. He said, we're going to need Kenyatta Jackson to step up and be a contributor this season. That's very true. We have no depth along that D-line. On Zen Mahalski not being at practice, Day said that the Buckeyes don't expect to be a long-term injury, and they hope to get him back before the end of spring. On the quarterback play, Ryan Day says it's hard to tell how the quarterback play was. It wasn't ideal anytime the offense doesn't win. So who do you think he's cheering for? He thought the quarterbacks might have been holding the ball a bit too long. So Chip and Dallin ran really hard today, he said. And on C and Travion doing individual drills, he said he's been dying to get out there. So that was a great sign. On the QBs, Ryan Day says, I'd like to see one of the two really step out. I don't think we've seen that yet. It would be nice to see them separate from one another, but that takes a few practices in a row. On Marvin Harrison Jr. playing the slot, he said, quote, it's a whole different deal with him inside. Says it also helps Harrison's route tree, and it's something for the defense to consider. So definitely, I would say. Ryan Day also added that 12 personnel will continue to be very important for the Buckeyes in 2023, and he wants to establish 3 tight ends that can play this season. So got to think that's G. Scott might be teetering on that 3rd spot. Right now, you got to have Cade, number 1, Joe Royer, probably number 2, because he was first man in against Georgia in the playoff. Then Chrisman, G. Scott, those guys got to be battling for that 3rd slot, I would think. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Hope you check us out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on the YouTube Live. Don't forget, Monday, we're going to have a huge recruiting show, updates from the weekend. Did Aaron Nolan get an offer from the Buckeyes? Do we have anybody commit? Do we have anybody thinking about committing? How did everybody enjoy their fine filet mignon on their visits? So check us out. Stay locked in here, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.